And SpaceX copies, hatch is open. And crew, if you could complete section 6 of 4.400, and then just a reminder that this starts the LIO clock.
Copy completing section 6 of 4.400 and copy on the LIO clock.
And we did hear that call out that the hatch was opened at 9:58 a.m. Central. NASA astronaut Woody Hoberg is now going to work to install IMV ducting to help mix the air of the space station environment with the air inside Crew Dragon. And they're also working to seal some of the LiO, or lithium hydroxide cartridges that scrubbed carbon dioxide inside the Dragon capsule on the ride to the International Space Station. The crew will also check some vent valves as well, so it may just be... And we are getting views back inside Crew Dragon Endurance of Crew 7, first time since they've docked to the International Space Station. Great to see them on board. May just be a little bit more time until we do welcome them on board as they continue those preparations, but these last final checks are critical to make sure everything is good to go, since it will remain docked to the International Space Station for the next 6 months.
Flight Rio. Yes, flight. Both HSG and Rio, we completed our tasks for today, and with your permission, we would like to go on call.
All right, anybody need Rio or HSG? All right, Rio, you are released, and HSG, can you call the FOD phone? I can give you the number if you don't have it.
Rio, copy.
And flight, I'll need that number. The 33393.
And flight
Ice.
both Dragon and ISS C22 transmitters are off.
Copy.
Flight Edco.
Edco.
Yeah, neither of our GPS units accepted the request command for their rail nav mode. Our star block has to send that up to 5 times, so I'd like to go to resend this command.
You can resend.
And first through the hatch is the commander of Crew 7, Yasmine Maqbeli, her first time on board the International Space Station. Next up we have Andy Mogensen, ESA astronaut. This is his second space flight. And coming through the hatch now is JAXA astronaut Satoshi Furukawa. This is his second mission to space as well. And next through the hatch is Konstantin Borisov of Roscosmos, his first time on board the International Space Station as well. And with that, Crew 7 is successfully on board the International Space Station, their home for the next 6 months.
Flight VVO for on call.
VBO.
Flight, I've completed all my tasks for the day, and I'm ready to take the VVO console on call.
All right, anybody need VBO before it takes off? Sorry, VBO, you released?
In-flight surgeon.
Surgeon?
Yes, sir. The PMCs are set up. The remote parties are standing by whenever they come due, and we would like to take the ISS surgeon console on call with that.
Anybody need surgeon before it takes off? Surgeon, you're released.
Thank you, sir.
And if you're just joining us, Crew 7 just floated aboard the International Space Station after hatches were opened at 9:58 a.m. Central. That was following a docking that occurred at 8:16 a.m. Central. It was almost a 30-hour ride to orbit as they launched from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida at 2:27 a.m. Central. And you can see lots of excitement there. Crew going to work on securing a few items and getting everything squared away ahead of a welcome ceremony slated to begin here shortly.
We can delay whatever they think they'll be ready, what time they think they'll be ready.
Houston Dragon, IMV duct installation complete. Go for IMV fan activation.
Houston copies. We'll put that in work.
All right, welcome over 2. When you are ready for handover, please meet your flight director on ISS safety 1 with an amber.
Flight MER manager.
MER manager.
I'm taking the MER on call. Thank you very much for a good docking.
All right.
If you're just joining us, Crew 7 had the hatches open at 9:58 a.m. Central Time following a docking at 8:16 a.m. Central. We're standing by for a welcome ceremony here slated to begin shortly. The crew is just configuring some items inside Crew Dragon, setting up the cameras and preparing for that welcoming ceremony. This is the view inside Endurance. You can see the spacesuits there. They're in a drying configuration. The crew has changed out of those spacesuits clearly and are now in their flight suits.
Houston, Dragon, do we have a go in step 6.3 of 2.102 to open location 23 and check for debris under panel?
Checking.
See who's got that one. Oso, is that you or ICE? 6.3, go.
And we're getting views now inside the International Space Station. The crew is working to set up for the welcome event. You see Woody Hoberg, NASA astronaut with the microphone in his hand. He was prime for hatch opening operations this morning.
Are you ready for scene and voice check?
Flight, we're ready for a scene and voice check when the crew is, or when we have KU.
Yeah. Flight S, we're go for the live cartridge.
Okay, what are we waiting for the LIO cartridge? To open location 23. What specifically criteria are we looking for in 6.3?
One moment, flight.
PAO?
Flight X.
ICE?
That MCC go is just waiting to make sure that the INC configuration is confirmed.
Okay, and that has been confirmed.
And we are standing by for a welcome event slated to begin here shortly. You do see NASA astronaut Woody Hoberg with the microphone in his hand there. He is completing a scene and voice check.
This is required for us to change out our LIO cartridge within 20 minutes for this, put the seal on.
Copy, Jaws. We need to send 2 commands to get the IMV configured, so stand by. Shortly we'll be able to give you a go for 6.3.
Dragon, copy, standing by.
Yes, flight.
Did you like scene and voice?
I'd like another voice check. Seems to get everybody in the field of view. We can get another long count.
Okay, another long count.
Long count on the wireless mic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And
6,
Dragon
7,
Houston on Space Ground
8,
2, you have a go
9,
in 6.3.
10.
Dragon copies, go in 6.3.
We are targeting our welcome ceremony to begin at 10:30 a.m. Central Time this morning. If you're just joining us, Crew 7 docked to the International Space Station at 8:16 a.m. Central following their launch yesterday evening from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It was almost a 30-hour ride to orbit, but the hatches were opened at 9:58 a.m. Central. We did see Crew 7 float aboard the International Space Station. They're home for the next 6 months, and we are standing by for that welcome ceremony to begin less than 15 minutes from now.
SpaceX Dragon, question on the LIO cartridge. Cartridge 1 was the cartridge installed as the active, so which one do you want us to now put in the active slot?
Checking Dragon. I'll get you an answer in just a sec. And Dragon SpaceX on the big loop, you will put cartridge 1 back into the active slot, but sealed. So same cartridge that you just pulled out.
Okay, Captain, we'll put cartridge 1 back in the active slot, sealed.
Good readback.
Everything looking good for our welcoming ceremony. Still on track to begin just about 10 minutes from now at 10:30 a.m. Central. And floating into the field of view is NASA astronaut Woody Hoburg. Again, he was prime in the hatch opening operations earlier this morning. Also in the frame are Roscosmos cosmonauts Dmitry Patelin and Andrei Fedyaev. And this view back inside Endurance as Crew 7 works to get everything squared away ahead of the welcoming ceremony. We can see the Crew 7 mission commander, Yasmine Maqbeli, there in the bottom of the screen. This is Maqbeli's first trip to space. And here we can see two members of Crew 7, Yasmine Maqbeli with her back to us, as well as European Space Agency astronaut Andy Mogensen. Looks like they're continuing to step through those procedures to configure the LiO or lithium hydroxide cartridge. The LiO cartridge helps scrub carbon dioxide inside the Dragon capsule on the ride to the International Space Station.
SpaceX Dragon LiO cartridge is sealed and installed.
SpaceX copies LiO sealed at 1524 Zulu. And Dragon, have a couple quick reminders for you if you have a minute.
Yeah, go for Dragon.
So first off, the suits have completed their 1-hour drying period. We just wanted to let you know for when you get back to 4.012. And then regarding inventory, I wanted to remind you that any partially consumed meals should be disposed of on ISS. How copy?
Copy. Our 1-hour timer is up, so when we get back, we can step into the appropriate section of 4.102 and copy any partially consumed meal should be disposed of on ISS.
Good read back, Dragon. And finally, we're going to be handing over comm to Houston. It was a pleasure learning and flying with you, and we really hope you enjoy your time on station.
Hey, it's great working with you. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the backside.
All right, Orbit 1, great job today. Getting Dragon safely to access. When you're outcoming, he's happy with the handover. You release. Hit triple.
And you can see some of the Crew 7 members starting to make their way inside the International Space Station following that hatch opening at 9:58 a.m. We are targeting the welcome ceremony to begin in just about 4 minutes from now at 10:30 a.m. Central. And we are in a brief expected handover period between satellites, but will regain communications here shortly, and our video will return as well. If you're just joining us, Crew 7 docked to the International Space Station at 8:16 a.m. Central. We're standing by for a welcoming ceremony slated to begin in just a couple of minutes. Those hatches were opened at 9:58 a.m., at which point Crew 7 floated aboard the International Space Station, and at this time they're just getting settled, making sure everyone is able to be seen in the view that you see here. 11 people now on board on the International Space Station. And there you have it. All 11 members on board the International Space Station as part of Expedition 69, standing by for our welcoming ceremony slated to begin just moments from now.
Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is Station. We are ready for the event.
Station, please begin your welcoming remarks.
Okay, on behalf of Expedition 69, welcome to the ISS, and it is an honor to have Crew 7 with us. Congratulations to the NASA and SpaceX teams. Amazing job once again on successfully and flawlessly getting our crewmates up here to us. So thank you so much. I'll now pass it off to the Expedition 69 commander, Sergey.
Good afternoon, everybody. Expedition 69 is very glad to greet new crewmates on International Space Station. First of all, I want to say congratulations for arriving. Congratulations with successfully flight, launch, and docking. And I want to say for Satoshi and Andreas, welcome back on ISS. This is not first flight for you, but my extremely congratulations for Yasmine and Konstantin with your first flight. You became now the real astronaut and cosmonaut, and I believe this is will be so very significant event all your life. Welcome aboard, happy flight, and looking forward to together, work together. And Russian now. Поздравляем седьмой экипаж Дрэгона с успешным прибытием на станцию, стыковкой. Ждали вас очень сильно. Ждем работы совместной здесь на станции. И добро пожаловать на станцию повторно. Это для Эндриаса, Сатоши не первый раз уже летает. Но мои самые большие поздравления, конечно, для тех, кто первый раз летит в космос. Прилетел Жасмин и Константин. Константин у нас представитель набора 2018 года. Он первый, кто из этого набора полетел, и это такое большое событие для всего набора. Желаю двигаться дальше в этом же направлении. Удачи нам всем. Все, удачного полета. Спасибо, что наконец-то прилетели к нам.
Thank you, Sergey and Frank, for the welcome. It's so good to see all your smiling faces. As you know, we've been training together for a while for this exact moment where we could join you and continue the amazing work that's done on the International Space Station. I want to echo the thanks to all the teams, SpaceX, NASA, ESA, JAXA, Roscosmos, and CSA for preparing us for this moment. I think we represent a good crew to be coming to the International Space Station. And I know for three of you, you've seen a lot of different crew come through, so we hope you teach us how to do things efficiently and effectively, and we're proud to join this team.
Yeah, I can only echo Jasmine's words. We are incredibly happy and proud to be on board the space station with Expedition 69. We're looking forward to an incredible mission. Personally, I'm looking forward to continuing the work of the last many ESA astronauts. I have a lot of European experiments and Danish experiments, and I want to thank ESA for all of their hard work in preparing to get me here, and also everyone involved in Denmark. This is going to be a fantastic mission. And finally, just a few personal words. Til Cecilie, Emily, Frederik og Jakob. Jeg håber, I ser med. Jeg ved ikke, om I er på vej tilbage til Houston fra Florida, men jeg håber, I nød opsendelsen, og jeg glæder mig så meget til at tale med jer snart og se jer igen. Hej, jeg elsker jer.
I'm very happy to be on the International Space Station, and I'm very excited to work in this brilliant international team. 日本の皆さん、仕事場である国際宇宙ステーションに着きました。この素晴らしい国際クルーの中で確実に仕事をしていきたいと思います。こうしちゃ
Yeah, it's possible. I'm glad that I didn't ruin this first time. Very excited to be here. It's so hard to explain the feeling of seeing these guys here floating so easily. Very excited, looking forward to long duration flight. And also, I want to point out again how important it is to work together in unity. And this is International Space Station. We are the most international SpaceX flight. Right now, you see 5 nationalities here, and we are looking forward to work together, continue ISS 79 and ISS 70 expeditions. Now a few words in Russian. Очень рад здесь быть. Спасибо большое. Всех очень приятно видеть. Здесь такая домашняя атмосфера. Неожиданно просторно после того, как мы летели на корабле. Очень благодарен всем, кто участвовал в подготовке к полету. Все агентства и Роскосмос, НАСА, Европейское и Японское космическое агентство. Отдельное спасибо SpaceX за корабль, за то, как мы классно долетели. Неожиданно легко. Я ожидал, что будет тяжелее. И своему набору, вот то, что Сергей говорил, 2018 года, ждем всех здесь. Надеюсь, что будет такая передача эстафетной палочки безостановочная, в которой мы все окажемся скоро на МКС. Спасибо всем большое.
All right, welcome to the team, and great words. Thank you so much once again to the NASA team, the SpaceX team, and to all the agencies. What an amazing crew. We look forward to the next few months, and we're going to have a lot of fun together.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you, Station. We are now resuming operational audio communications.
And there you have it, a truly international crew now aboard the International Space Station. It has been an incredible few hours, and it's so great to see Crew 7 on board safely. In our welcoming ceremony, each of them spoke about